I tried doing the hard brush challenge, which if you don't know what that is, basically you have to draw a picture by only using these two brushes. Each picture I did has a little bit of like different rules to it, and I'll explain it as I go. So for the first picture, I decided to do some environment. Ooh, some background, except the whole thing is the background. I decided to go with just a scene from one of my stories that is not very developed at all right now. So the rule for this one was just, I can only use these two brushes, that is it, and no special layers and no adjustment layers, only the two brushes, and that is all. And I love adjustment layers and special layers. I use them all the time, but not today. I had to just go right into it, you know? And then I could slowly start to add more tools and stuff into it. So I wanted this picture to be one of the main characters standing. I just made her super quick. She's not the focus of the picture. Don't zoom into it. Because if you zoom in, you will notice. And then like a giant dead thing that's in the water. And it's like red because it's like reflecting the sky, which is also red. Yeah. And I had no idea what this thing was gonna look like as I was drawing it. So yeah, this one took me 40 minutes, which is pretty cool. I think that's a pretty good time. Yeah, that's a pretty good time, I think. Wow, that's pretty cool. Overall, I really like this one. It gave me an idea of like how you're supposed to sort of shade like this. Put down the main shape and then you keep adding colors darker and darker or lighter and lighter for the things that you want to come out or go in. That's all I know how to explain right now. This is the thing. This is it. Just don't zoom into the person at the bottom. I was not focusing on that. It's just there to show the size of the thing behind her. Yeah, overall, this one looks pretty cool. I like it. Okay, so this next one, I was very loosely referencing this picture because she just looks so stupid and cute. I like it. So for this one, I allowed myself to use the Lasso tool because it seems like a cool tool and I never use it. And dang, I love this thing now. Guys, you gotta use the Lasso tool more. I love it. I have never used it before this point, and I love it now. Oh my goodness, like I love the Lasso tool. It's so OP. But still, no adjustment layers and no special layers. I have to color everything by just coloring it, you know? And for this one, I did a little bit of not super complicated lighting, but like complicated for somebody who's never just straight colored the stuff before. And so yes, this one took me only an hour and 26 minutes, which is pretty crazy if you ask me, because this looks pretty good in my opinion. So I just drew the lines very messily. Yeah. The one thing that you will notice drawing this way with only the hard brushes, my lines are simultaneously clean and messy at the same time. It's clean in the focal points. Yes, that's how to describe it. It's clean in the focal points. You can see if you look at her face, it looks clean-ish. I don't like my art to be super clean, but it's clean-ish. And then if you look at like the hands or like where around her neck, it's so messy and it's just, but it looks good because I don't know, I like it. Then I started to add some shadows, which was weird because I always use special layers for the shading all the time. So this was weird, just like doing it just straight up, just coloring it. It's unusual to me, but it ended up looking really cool actually. Also, the yellow in her hair was supposed to be like lights coming from the background, but I think now like in my brain, her hair is just like this green with yellow on it. So yeah, I like her. She was not a character in my head before this. She's a background character in one of my worlds now. As I was drawing this, she didn't exist yet. But yeah, oh my goodness. Like the fact that this took me 1 hour and 30 minutes, less than that, is crazy. And okay, if you look in the background, something that I really like, you know, usually for light, I have to I like to blur the light, but for this one, it like there's lights in the background, right? The fireworks and the lantern thingies, it looks like it's glowing. So the way I did that is basically a way to like blend things good with this is if you zoom in really far and it's like pixely. I don't know if I'm explaining this very good, but you can like zoom in really far and it's pixely, then you color pick the one in the middle and then you just color around it. Yes. That's what I did. Also, here's one with adjustment layers after. It's not part of the official challenge. I think I might actually prefer the original one more, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, wow, I love this picture. I don't know how I did that so fast. Speaking of fast, guess how long this picture took me? Guess. Less than 30 minutes. Less than half that time. This took me 12 minutes. Oh my goodness, 12 minutes. What? I know, that's crazy. In it, oh, this character is an already existing character. The last video was actually based around him. Go watch that one, please, guys. Whoa, because my videos are just not getting lots of views, my last 2 videos, and I don't know why. Yeah, well, I'll just keep posting and eventually they'll go back up. But yeah, this one is crazy. I am not being very good at talking at this moment. I don't know what to say. I don't know. There's not much to say about it. It's cool. And for that picture, I just used the 2 brushes, and this was all on like 2 layers. One for the background, one for the front, the thing that's there. The less layers you use, the faster you go, quite honestly. Okay, so for this one, this is the reference that I used for it, and this is a character that already exists. This is her, but here I drew her in a less condensed version, if that makes sense. I didn't age her up, but she's just less condensed. I feel like I have more to say about this one. I just drew it too, so that might be more why, because I finished this one literally yesterday. She does not have a name for story reasons. I'm sure I could easily come up with one that I like. For this one as well, only 2 layers. The one for the background, the one for her. And whenever I was like doing something that I'm like, I'm not too sure if I will like what I'm doing, I add another layer, then I draw, then I take the layer like not visible anymore, and then if I like the new stuff that I drew, then I merge it down so I only have the 2. So yes. I started out by just sketching the bottom of her, just really messy, and then I went over with the colors without lines. Then I traced over the lines after on the same layer as the colors, not by accident but on purpose, so the lines are on the same layer as the colors on purpose. Also, I feel like I gotta mention that her dress physics in reality would not work like this. Her dress, I feel like, is more like solid, if that makes sense. It's not solid, but like if she would turn upside down, her dress would like stay up. Does that make sense? I don't know. Like, it's not floppy like this. It would stay. The shape would stay. Anyway, so I started with a background. I put a little Ferris wheel and like a circus tent in the background, and I added some lights too, and it's the same color as the yellow that is on her. And then I allowed myself to use a multiply layer, and I think I ended up using a little bit of an add layer also. I felt like she was not blending in with the background, and I didn't really want to like recolor all of it. And I already did a picture where I couldn't use adjustment layers, and I did really well with the lighting. I think at least I did pretty good. So yeah, this is what I ended up with, and I was not happy with the colors in it. So I took the picture and I just put it in another canvas, and I basically just was going in the effects section of Ibis Paint. Then this is what I ended up with. Yeah, pretty cool. I like this picture a lot. The adjustment layers definitely helped. The colors on this one weren't great, the original ones. I don't know why, just something about it, they just look not... they just don't look. So I just redid it because I could, and I allowed myself to. And yeah, I love this picture. I like this picture. Also, she is not a bad guy. She's nice. I know she probably looks like a villain, but she's nice. I like her. And I know, I'm aware that the arm is in a horrible place and it is long and it's not supposed to look like that, but if you just ignore her arm, I think it looks fine. And just like that, that is the last picture. Now thinking like, what did this help me with? Did this improve my art at all? And I think the thing it helped me with the most is probably my speed, which is one of my favorite art stats. I love that because I love just being able to like get an idea and then just draw it all in one sitting and it still looks pretty cool. I love that. So I'm happy about that. Oh, and it made me know how to use the lasso tool. I love the lasso tool now. The only problem with it is that it's a little bit laggy with my tablet, so I can only use it sometimes. And one more thing is that it made me remember of like a way I used to draw where basically you don't do the lines first. You have like a really rough sketch and then you just draw the colors over it with no lines, and then you trace the colors after with the line art. So you put the lines after the colors, and it's fast and easy, and I just prefer drawing like that sometimes. Depends on what I feel like doing, depends on what style I'm going for, and depends on the picture. So yes, but it's a fun, fast way to draw sometimes, and it usually only works with thicker lines too. So if I want thinner lines, I don't really do that. So if you're going for thicker lines, that's a super awesome way to do it. Somebody please comment on me looking different. I look different, guys. I do. Instead of looking like this, I look like this. Please notice. I mentioned it on my last video, but nobody watched that video. Actually, no, 326 people did watch it, but I only got 1 comment. Nobody said anything. Nobody was saying anything. Okay, last thing. I did another art trade, and this is what I drew for them, and look at what I got back. I love it. Like, her style is so cute. It looks like so, like, it's like dreamy. I love it. It is so cute. Thank you. So yes, that is all. Okay. Bye-bye.